Raising capital for your startup is essential, but it's not always easy. Entrepreneurs often face numerous challenges when trying to secure funding. Today, we're going to talk about the top 10 pitfalls in fundraising and how you can avoid them, ensuring you get the right kind of funding and don't jeopardize your business in the process. 1. Underestimating the time and effort involved. First up is underestimating the time and effort involved. Raising funds takes a lot more time than you might think. In fact, entrepreneurs often end up spending half their time and most of their energy on fundraising, at the expense of running their business. The pitfall here is that while you're focusing on securing funds, you may neglect your current operations. This can lead to things like sales dropping, customer dissatisfaction, and employee frustration. To avoid this, set realistic expectations for how much time fundraising will require. Plan ahead to manage business operations alongside fundraising activities. Delegate day-to-day management to trusted team members while fundraising. 2. Revealing too much information to the wrong people. Next, we've got revealing too much information to the wrong people. It's critical to be transparent with potential investors, but the pitfall is oversharing sensitive details, which might leak to competitors or the wrong hands. How to avoid it? Be selective about who you share information with. Work only with reputable investors. Consider using non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, where appropriate. Do your own due diligence on potential investors before disclosing sensitive information. 3. Relying too much on advisors. Another common mistake is relying too much on advisors. It's easy to think that by hiring an expert, your fundraising troubles will vanish, but not all advisors are equally skilled or familiar with your industry. Therefore, choose advisors with experience in your industry and with companies at your stage of growth. Also, stay involved in the process and ensure you understand the rationale behind any advice or strategy. Research potential advisors and their track record before bringing them on board. 4. Not understanding the full cost of raising capital. Entrepreneurs often fail to account for the costs involved in raising money, such as legal fees, underwriting fees, and ongoing compliance costs for public companies. To avoid being faced with unexpected costs, entrepreneurs should budget thoroughly for the costs of fundraising, including both direct and indirect expenses. Factor in long-term financial obligations, such as the administrative and regulatory costs that come with raising capital, especially in the case of public offerings or large loans. Consider alternative funding sources that may have lower costs or fewer hidden expenses. 5. Overvaluing the business. Pitfall. Overestimating the value of your company can turn off potential investors, especially if the valuation is inflated beyond market norms. Avoid this by conducting a thorough market analysis to understand what similar companies are valued at. Work with financial advisors or experts who can help establish a realistic valuation. Be open to adjusting the valuation based on feedback from investors and market realities. 6. Ignoring the non-monetary value of investors. 1. Pitfall. Focusing only on securing capital can lead to overlooking the value investors can bring beyond money, such as industry expertise, valuable connections, or strategic guidance. 2. When looking for investor, evaluate potential investors based on their industry experience, network, and strategic fit with your business. Ensure that investors not only bring capital but also add value in terms of mentorship, guidance, and connections that can help your business grow. Be selective in choosing investors who align with your company's mission and goals. 7. Not doing enough due diligence on potential investors. Failing to properly vet potential investors can lead to partnerships with parties who may not align with your vision or who may have a poor track record. 1. How to avoid it. Research the backgrounds and reputations of potential investors and firms before engaging with them. Seek feedback from other entrepreneurs or advisors who have worked with them. Ensure that the investor's goals align with your company's long-term strategy and values. 8. Chasing too many investors at once. Spreading efforts too thin by pitching to numerous investors who may not be a good fit can waste time and resources. How to avoid it? Focus on investors who are the best fit for your business, based on industry, stage of growth, and investment style. Tailor your pitch to match the specific interests and needs of each investor group. Prioritize quality over quantity, and do not waste time on investors who are not aligned with your business goals. 9. Not having a clear, compelling business plan. If your business plan is unclear, unrealistic, or fails to demonstrate your company's potential, it can make it much harder to convince investors to commit. Investors need a clear, compelling vision that demonstrates potential for growth and profitability. If your plan is unclear or unrealistic, it won't attract investors. Therefore, prepare a comprehensive, clear, and realistic business plan that outlines your company's vision, goals, market opportunity, financial projections, and strategies. Make sure your plan addresses potential risks and how you plan to overcome them. Regularly update the business plan as your business grows and circumstances change. 10. Failing to align investor expectations. Misalignment between entrepreneurs and investors about company vision, timelines, or exit strategies can create conflicts down the line. Avoid this by having open and honest conversations with potential investors about their expectations, both in terms of financial returns and company growth. Establish clear terms regarding timelines, exit strategies, and involvement in company decisions. Consider creating a shareholder agreement that outlines the expectations and responsibilities of all parties involved. 11. When you secure the funding, always make it a point to read and understand every clause of the funding contract. Do not only rely on the lawyers. This will help you understand the funding terms and conditions, your obligations, and will help you avoid legal pitfalls in future. By being mindful of these common pitfalls and taking proactive steps to avoid them, entrepreneurs can significantly increase their chances of successfully raising capital while also maintaining control over their business's future.